Reading. Okay, so I want to go into the channel message that I got. It's actually funny. I swear I got the title from, but I'm gonna go into that first, and then I'm gonna pull cards just to further go into the message and see exactly, what is it that Spirit is saying. Um, so this message will probably be a little specific to some of you. So this might not be for everybody. Of course, with collective readings, it's not, typically going to resonate with everybody wholeheartedly. Um, but this might be like for a certain demographic of collective, if that makes sense. That's meant to resonate with this. So, on my way back, I was taking a road trip to and from California, and on my way back home from California, um, I passed by two cactuses in the middle of nowhere. And it was so interesting how they were like placed because there were no other cactuses around. It was just these two cactuses, and they were like in this close proximity to each other. And it kind of looked like they were like conversing or talking, but it was almost like they were um, kind of embracing each other. It's kind of weird. I don't know how to explain it. And they stood out to me. And Spirit was basically saying, because, when you think of the desert, that's where we were, out in the desert. When you think of the desert, you think of something that is, dry, dried up, or just in the middle of nowhere. You feel deserted. Um, it's not a lot of flow of water, obviously. Um, if you think of water, you think of life, you think of purity, you think of love. You Basically, what Spirit was saying is that this message is for those of you whom feel like your love situation is as dry as the desert. Whether you're completely single and you feel like your love life is just completely dried up, dried out, and or just hasn't been the best. Maybe feeling a bit like out, kind of left out. For others of you, you could be in a relationship and you feel like it's kind of like dry between the two of you. There's a lack of passion, there's a lack of forward movement, a lack of connectedness. Um, that's what I'm getting. So, in short, that is the energy. We're going to pull a message. Let's pull a message. Holy Spirit, it's for your divine presence. You are welcome, Holy Spirit, angels and ancestors and spirit guides of ours that are of benevolent love, that are of divine light, a guiding light. Our angels, our spiritual team that is divinely assigned to our lives, that has our best will and intentions for our life and those divinely connected to us and our loved ones' lives. May this message bring peace and clarity to those who are meant to receive it. May give them divine insight and provision. Archangel Michael, I ask that you guard us and protect us. May no energies latch on to us as we tap into these energies in our spaces, in our homes, into our body, and our spirit. Anything that is not of divine love, divine peace, and purity, and divine truth, we bind it and we block it. Okay. Amen and Ashe. Let's keep it at the minimum. We're not going to do too much. Look at my baby. You sleeping? She was over here trying to get pet. She likes a lot of attention, but I'm trying to read, so I can't do that right now. Okay. Remember how I was saying, like, this is funny, how the cactuses were, like, in close proximity, like, they were communicating, like, it's funny. You have engagement here with these two stars, and it looks, what? It looks exactly like, the title that I choose, I put two cactuses, and in between them I put a heart, but I put a green heart instead of a red heart, though. But that's interesting that came out like that. Anywho, under pressure is in reverse. I'm going to turn it upright, and there's also a heart in between these two rocks. So this could be a connection that's strong, or the connection that you are manifesting into your life is going to be very powerful. Happiness is to love. So someone's planting a seed, and they're on their way to connecting. Look, they kind of look like cactuses a little bit, don't they? They're shaped like they're people. It's a man and a woman. It's the same woman that planted the seed and it's growing. She's on her way. Look, now my nails done. Don't judge me. They look really crazy. She's on her way to this connection, or um a divine union or a divine bond, or maybe it's just at a standstill. There's an obstacle here with the obstacle card. There is some type of energy of separation between two people. But spirit, I feel like the energy, it is heavy for some of you. It is a trying period, but I feel like someone has set clear intentions of what they want in love, or someone is being encouraged by spirit to set clear intentions of what you want and continue to nurture that which you desire in love, because you're on your way to it. So you may not see this, you're not aware of it, but it is happening. In spite of the challenges and obstacles you see, everything is coming together in a divine way. Like these stars is kind of like destined energy, fated energy, something that is meant to happen and come together. And I feel like spirit is saying that something is divinely aligning, something is coming divinely to pass, if that makes sense. So there's a lot of energies that are being reestablished, restructuring, renewal, whether that's within the self and or maybe in a connection that you're currently in. That's not for everybody, but take it as it resonates. Do I want to use this deck? Not yet. Not yet. Not yet. I'm going to use this tarot over here. Just put this one over here. Okay. I don't know what that is on my table, but Holy Spirit, clear out all previous energies out of this reading, or out of this deck, excuse me. Out of this deck, we consecrate and clear the energies in the cards from all previous guidances and messages. As to tune into the energies of truth, we bind and we block any tricks of spirits, lying spirits, cloaking spirits, any divinational spirits that try to project false guidance, false informations, and false truths from coming through this reading, through the cards and through me. We bind it and we block it. Ask for only divine wisdom and divine truth to come through this message. What do you want the collective to know? What is the guidance? What is the message? Seven of Swords. It might seem like something is not coming to pass. It's not happening yet. There could be some deception in the mind, because some of you guys, some of you guys felt like someone stole something from you. Something was taken from you, or a goal, a desire that you set forth for yourself. Something about it you might feel like was stripped from you, stolen from you. And it might have left you in a place of confusion. You weren't sure. You weren't sure like what to make of what transpired. This is, I feel like, recent past or past energies that you've dealt with in love. Maybe this is a pattern where you feel like people come in and kind of paint this picture, but it was all an illusion. It was a facade. And then you're left with kind of being in this place of confusion, like what just happened. And you're left with an assumption. You're left with this assumption. Like, I don't know if the person loved me or not. Did they care? Was this all real? Was this fake? It's like you might have been left in this energy. There's some type of deception in what's happening. It's confusion. And I feel like it's putting someone in a position right now. Someone's being put in a position right now where they have to make a decision whether they are going to tread in the same pathways as they've always, you know, what's comfortable, what's always been true for them, what's always been the easy path, which in essence really isn't an easy path. It hasn't worked out, or thus far it's no longer working out. So now it's like a redirection. It's an opportunity to redirect. But before you can do that, there's this need to explore what was in the past, meaning not so much to dwell in the past, more so to reflect upon the past. Like, kind of, I'm getting this energy of um, Sagittarius energy with that globe, that explorative energy, that desire to, um, that desire to, how do I explain it? That desire to know more, to seek out wisdom, to in order to expand and to grow within the self. It's not a desire for knowledge and wisdom. So I feel like someone here, like spirit, is instructing someone to look at the past in a sense of exploring it and how it's helping you to expand as an individual, or in what way is it inspiring you to expand by no longer walking in those same energies anymore. No longer walking in that. Like, I'm not going to repeat those same cycles. I'm not going to date this same type of person. Or if you're in a relationship, we cannot repeat these same cycles together. I will, I'm shifting things about myself that, where I played a role in the imbalance within this connection and vice versa. I'm taking accountability. I'm doing this, I'm doing that, whatever it is that you're exploring about yourself. But there's something with the judgment. The judgment card is like that final judgment, like, okay, what's up? What we doing? Because time is up, or time is almost up. We cannot do this again. This is this new cycle. You want a new beginning. You want a new energy. If you're single, it's like cutting down to the root of certain type of connections and manifesting the same type of men or women in your life, and saying to yourself that I'm ready to start fresh. I'm starting over. But I have to address I have to address this judgment energy here. What is spirit bringing to my attention? What is spirit showing me that I need to essentially release? Because this isn't working anymore. This isn't serving me anymore. Time out. Or the universe is saying, like, this is not working for you. You say you want this, you say you want that, but this is how it's happening. You can't move forth in the same energy as you once did. Time is up. Time for redirection. That's what I'm getting from this. It's loud and it's clear. And if it's two people, whether you guys know each other yet or not, because you could be asking about a specific connection that I do get, like, for some of you, it is a divine connection. And for some, it is that you're releasing a person that you thought you were supposed to be with, so that you can welcome in who you truly are meant to be with. And for some, you're completely single and you're still clearing out cycles of love and things within yourself that you're healing. Certain things that you're dealing with self, and working on aligning yourself with what's best for you, not just in love, but just period. It's like a final judgment call. It's a wake up call energy that I got to make a change. I have to do this. And if it be that you're completely single, I feel like there's two people that have yet to meet, but whether they're across different parts of the world or not, whatever, both are getting the judgment call that it's time. And I feel like this is a collective energy that we're all growing through. So I feel like, yes, the person, it's a given that the other person is feeling this wake up call, this energy to redirect and change their life as well. Maybe there's a shakeup. It doesn't necessarily have to be that, but at the bottom of the deck is the Justice card, ironically, and there's ultimately a divine choice that has to be made. The Five of Pentacles. Yeah, some of you guys, you're needing to step away, and not look at things from a place of lack or a place of loss, because I feel like there's this energy that can be taken that way. And maybe some of you guys, it's not that you feel this way. Maybe this is what you're releasing, those feelings of rejection and abandonment from things that you set major intentions towards, major energy into. You put a lot of you've something that held a lot of significance for you in the past. You might have put a lot of energy into it, and it's easy to say that you've wasted your time, But a wise person knows that there's no such thing of wasting time per se, because everything and every experience holds its purpose. Yes, sometimes we, might overstay our welcome in certain situations or allow people to overstay their welcome in our lives. But at the end of the day, we learn things until we finally get it, until we master it, and we no longer have to experience or grow through those things anymore. I'm going to clarify with the other tarot deck that I have here just to see what else. Just kind of, I'm not going to make this too long. I wasn't expecting it to, but however long, just allowing spirit to work through me, and however long the message needs to be, however short it needs to be, it is what it is. Holy Spirit. Yes, someone feel kind of cheated. Someone put a lot of energy into something, and someone may feel like someone stripped them or took their strength away from them. Oh, dang, I can't. I'm just like a clumsy reader, like for real. Like I don't have like that fancy like cute setup. It's just all over the place. And I like to touch my cards because I get energy off of them. So if you see me like shuffle them around, I'm still like picking up energy. It's weird. That's why I like to touch my cards. Anyway, so you have the Queen of Cups, which is the woman from the Strength card. You have the Eight of Swords, which gives off the energy of the Eight of Wands. And you have the Six of Pentacles, which gives off the energy of the Six of Cups. I feel like some of you guys are redirecting your energy and your thoughts, or at least you're being encouraged to, away from this, what you gave and what you feel like you've lost, and the confusion of it. Because the Queen of Cups, when I think of her, I think of someone that loves deeply. They love on a profound level, a deep level. So anything that she gives is coming from a pure place, when she's in the upright at least. It's coming from a pure place, it's coming from a deep rooted, seated place within the heart space. And she has a lot of expectations. So her expectations may very well be to love or to receive love in the way that she would give love. And I'm saying she because it's the Queen of Cups, but you can, if you're a male and this is you, this resonates with you, like as you as in the seat of the Queen of Cups, apply it. But she's someone that really loves from a place of depth. And so it's only right that because she's pure in heart that she would, expect others to do the same with her, when that's not always the case. That's not always the reality of it. Some people, on top of that, we all have a different love language. We all hold a different capacity of love in our hearts. So, or the way some people don't even hold the capacity to love people or to love in the way that someone else is giving it. So the thing here is, I feel that the desire is to manifest something or a connection, or in a union that already exists, an equal give and take. That you love me in the capacity, doesn't have to be in the same way or the same method, because love language is different for each and every one of us. But the capacity of it, the effort and the energy, however you give it, may it be of balance. I feel like it's a desire, but Spirit is saying you do deserve that. There's something about the past where your love was not always equally reciprocated, and you're having to redirect your thoughts and shift your thoughts from being in that Seven of Swords. Well, what did I do wrong? What did I not see? Blah, blah, blah. Over analyzing it too much. The Queen of Cups, she's very emotional. So some of you guys, when you feel something, you feel it deeply. And there might be this Scorpio type energy where you have this desire to dissect things and go into the deep, dark roots of it, go into the ugly parts of those things. And it can take you into a dark place if you're not careful. The Eight of Swords, even though it's not depicted with a woman being bound and blindfolded, it's potentially, it's manifesting energies and directions that you don't want or need. And I feel like the root of this, the spirit is wanting you to go back into, or encouraging you, because you have free will, more so encouraging you with the judgment card. Your spiritual team is kind of calling you to address where the root of this imbalanced energy comes from, where the root, or why maybe you accept people or energies that don't reciprocate back to you, where there's not an equal exchange. Why is this something that I'm constantly experiencing, or allowing into my experience? Where is the root of this? And I feel like, and it 9 times out of 10, usually it starts with the home. It starts with the childhood, the upbringing. That typically is the root. Some of you guys might have experienced one of your parents being someone that was selflessly serving to people, didn't ask for much, didn't question people or things, just kind of just overgave sometimes. And you witness this imbalance in a union, or it could be the opposite, where one of the partners, and it could be your parents' dynamic, or if your parents were separated, and one of your parents was in another relationship or in multiple relationships, you witnessed the exchange. Something about the exchange was not reciprocal. It was not balanced. It was not equal to the other's exchange. It's like there was an imbalance. And I feel like it was something that was being witnessed. For someone, this might be very specific, where a parent was giving to the children more than they were giving to the other partner, or giving to the spouse or the partner. And that person, you witnessed that and you saw that. Something about this was like, you might have felt bad for the other parent, if it was your parents' dynamic, or the partner that your parent was with, or a caregiver was with. You might have witnessed it. Some of you, I'm hearing uncle. Your uncle might have been given less than they deserved or received, and it was kind of like you felt bad for them. So you kind of carried that energy, like, oh, I don't ever want to do that to my person, or I don't ever want to do that to my lovers. You know what I mean? And it kind of put you in a position of overgiving yourself. For some of you, that might be specific for somebody. I don't know. The other thing, like, I'm getting is that you watch the interaction between lovers as a child, and you seen how they interacted, and someone was giving far more than the other, and you watched how the other person responded to this, or you watched how both responded to it, and you made up in your mind that either you were going to be the person that would never leave someone to feel less than, so I'm going to give, or you thought that was normal to overextend yourself and give and not receive in an equal balance. We don't love to receive. We don't give to receive. But it's energy that it's like there's an unjust when it's imbalance, because the universe works in a karmic balance. What you put out, you get back. So if I'm constantly pouring into other people, making sure everybody else is taken care of and loved, and I'm doing this for this person, doing that for them, and they don't even lift a finger to see if I'm okay, there's something wrong with that, right? It's not fair. It's an imbalance. So it's a difference between, oh, I'm going to gift him something because I want him later on to do something for me, or I'm going to post a picture of her on social media to make her feel good, only to shut her up. You know what I mean? So I can get out of the doghouse. Like, love doesn't work like that. So this is something that Spirit is wanting you to eclipse out. You're being encouraged to do this. There's so many things that are coming up to the surface to be addressed, to be worked through, so that you can receive this new cycle. And it's not easy to walk into a new path, a new territory. Your soul is already made up in its itself, within this essence, that it wants to move in new energy, a new territory. It's welcoming of the new. But some of you guys might be stuck looking back at what was and what was stolen or didn't work out, and trying to figure out why, rather than saying, okay, it didn't work out. And the why is okay, but it's like it can get to a place that's stagnating, like, well, maybe it was this or maybe it was that, instead of saying, I accept that it didn't work out and that I'm confused and I don't understand what really happened. Spirit, show me how to work through this energy. What is it that I'm being led to release? How do I release these patterns and cycles? And for some of you, it's already, it's time, it's already naturally being removed and released. Like, it's something that is already cleansing itself out, eclipsing itself out. Those patterns and cycles, it's either due to the fact that you acknowledge it and you're aware, and or it's because you set some type of intentions within yourself to attract things that are more in alignment with you. Therefore, you're naturally going through a process where you're releasing and letting go of cycles and patterns that just are outdated, or parts of yourself that resonated with those patterns and cycles and those connections and those types of archetypes of lovers, or those repeats with your current partner. I can, oh my God. Wow. Wow. You're very close. Sorry, I keep shaking the table. You're very close to achieving your goal. And what do you need to release? These two cards just sum up. I mean, pretty much it does. It just kind of, it gives you the premise of the reading, basically. That's what it's doing. Pretty much. Um so it's the message here that we're being left with is that you're very close to achieving your goal in love. You're on your way to manifesting. You saw it in the oracle card that we pulled. Happiness is to love. Number 45, where this woman is planting the seed, and she's seeing it and watching it grow. Patiently watching it grow, and she's moving. Next phase is her moving with that flower, that the seeds that she's planted in her garden, and she's moving towards this union here in the back. So there's momentum, there's energy that's moving, that's coming together, that's aligning essentially with the engagement card. And for some of you, the next phase is engagement, or the next person that you come in to union with, a relationship with, is someone that you're going to end up marrying. But you have, what do you need to release as well? So again, that's another card of confirmation of this reading about what it is that we need to release, and encouraging ourselves to release those cycles. And they're already happening, but Spirit wants you to sit with this and say, okay, I'm at this final place where I gotta, no ifs, and or buts about it. If I want this future, if this is the type of healing relationship or this happy divine connection or union that I'm desiring, or this new life for myself, I got to make some changes. I got to make some adjustments. That saying, and my aunt brought this up to my attention, it's a saying that is quite popular, I guess you could say, where they say a person, or whatever, I'm paraphrasing, but basically when we do the same things over again expecting different results, that's insanity. In order to have something new come in, you have to do something you've never done before. You got to move different. You got to move new. And even if things in the past, certain moves and certain perceptions and certain things might have worked out for a time, they no longer fit now, because it's multiple things that it could be. You've either matured past that in age or energy, mindset, the circumstances in life are different, or you're being called to more. Certain things have their time and season. Um, why we're attracted to certain partners. It could be due to trauma, wounding. It could be due to, again, age, maturity levels, energy. But there's comes a certain point in time where we outgrow things, or we no longer need those things. We don't, we no longer need the experience. It's time to move past it. Or like I said, it's a maturity thing. your energy is desiring to experience something different or experience more, experience something of a higher vibrational energy. So thinking back on what is it that I need to release. And most importantly, I just want to say this because this is coming up. Whenever I feel like it's typical that we hear we need, who do I need to release and blah blah blah. And when we do these cord cuttings or we set intentions to release connections from our past, um, hardly ever do we set the intention to release that aspect of ourself that was connected to that person or was drawn to that person. What patterns or behaviors, what aspects of self do I also need to release? Because there was something within me that was drawn to those types of connections and energies. So what is it within me? Without judgment, without harsh judgment and criticism of self, you're doing this from a place of compassion and taking accountability and just being honorable. What part of myself resonated with that person, liked that person? Why did I really feel like I wanted that person or needed them in my life? And there's nothing wrong with being transparent with yourself, because it's freedom in that. It's liberation in the truth. The truth might hurt sometimes, but there's freedom in the truth. So, as they say, the truth shall set you free. So, keep that in mind. That is the reading. I appreciate you guys, as always. I really, really do. Thank you so much for those of you that send love and energy. I'm sending peace and love during this time. There's a lot of things going on in the collective. There's a lot of cleansing and purification that's taking place, and it's not necessarily a fun time and energy. But I pray that this message brings you some peace and something to look forward to. But again, I would always suggest that you guys use your discernment and intuition. Just because something sounds good doesn't necessarily mean that it's always for everyone, or at least not at the time, okay? And these messages are timeless. So much love as always. If you guys would like to book a personal reading with me, you guys can check out my website. If you guys have questions about my readings, you guys can email me. I will be responding back to emails on Monday if you guys are watching this. Before Monday comes, obviously, I will get back to you guys. And as always, much love. Be blessed. Be safe. Take care. Peace.